So, welcome to today's podcast. I really appreciate you joining me today, and I hope you're getting value out of these podcasts. Certainly share with your friends and family or people who might benefit too. Really, I'm just trying to share some education to help empower you to really progress in your life the way you want to, right? Is our lives, I think we only get one, but who knows? But try to make the most of it. And one of the things that I know most people and you listening are also probably striving for this is success, right? If you weren't trying to improve yourself or grow or advance in your life or career, whatever the situation, you wouldn't be listening to these things. So kudos to you for even joining. And obviously, we, as a business owner and someone who's trying to manage my own family, build our own wealth, we go through sort of evolution as well in terms of becoming better and growing. And one of the things that I've come across over my sort of education and research about running businesses and being an entrepreneur is a strategic coach. And Dan Sullivan, if you haven't come across them, I've read a lot of things from that program, really impactful for me and certainly thought provoking sort of models and frameworks to really help push you forward. And one of the things that I came across more recently that I thought was really good was the four C's. We like things that are simple, and I do personally. I could easily overcomplicate things, but I thought this one was fairly straightforward, and it really applies to virtually anywhere you want to get success in life. But as it relates to business or finances, it was really, I think, simple and straightforward. So obviously what we want to, especially with our finances, we want to have confidence in what we're doing, that what we're doing is good. And there's so much noise around it. And it's hard sometimes to know, are you doing the right thing or not? Right. And it's almost sometimes just the loudest voice will kind of take over and it causes us to kind of just move forward. So for you, as you're thinking about your finances and you're trying to improve what you're doing and making sure you're right. It goes through these four stages, and I found it just a fascinating and simple way to think about it. So first C is commitment. Like you're committed to whatever it is you want to in terms of your financial life, whether you want to leave your job or you're looking to amass X dollars, whatever your desire is, making sure you're clear about it. But then are you committed to doing it? How strongly do you want it? Right? What is it going to do for your life or things you care about, who you get to impact? Like what you got to understand what that is so you can stay committed to it. We can easily fall prey to that situation where you just doing it because you kind of get into a routine and you almost forget about why you're doing it. And so really understanding kind of your purpose in what you're doing to improve what you're doing financially, and getting clear on that because then you can stay committed, and stay committed because that's usually the hardest part, like the commitment, because once things get hard, it's easy for us to fall by the wayside and stop, right? Or ignore it. And that's like whether it's habits or anything like that. It's so hard to stay committed if you're not sure why we're doing it and is it serving something bigger than us. And so that's the first C is commitment, understanding and staying true to the purpose and the cause you're trying to pursue here. And the second C that this is required is courage. And especially when we're going after something new or something we don't have today, it's sometimes scary, uncomfortable, right? What's that phrase? You have to be comfortable being uncomfortable, right? And that's kind of a life journey, right? Because not everything we're going to know everything about, or it's going to be maybe outside of our comfort level or experience. And so having the courage to kind of move forward, because that just doesn't feel good. It feels that we don't know what we're doing all at all times feels doesn't feel great. And I don't know if you ever get completely comfortable with it, but you get used to it, I guess. And the way I think about it more these days is that I know I'm growing a bit when I'm getting uncomfortable, right? Things are a little bit daunting, but I trust the process and that I'm going to grow and learn it and be humble enough to know that you don't know it and be okay with kind of stepping forward and getting back on that bike or whatever. So you can continue to progress forward and advance in whatever it is you're trying to do. So having the courage to do it is so key because that at least allows you to kind of get out there and sort of grow and learn and experience things for yourself so you know if it's right for you or not anyway, right? So that's the second C. The third C is capability, and that really you're committed to your pursuit of success and excellence, and you kind of are pushing yourself and going through the pain of the courage and apprehension, right? You start building that expertise, right? And you start being more capable in your skill set. I remember back in the day when I started off learning about real estate and getting into it. I remember it vividly because it's these sort of scary moments in life, like it just, they stick with you. I was going to go to a real estate meetup and I was like walking in the door and I'm like, what am I doing? This is just awful. I don't know anything what I'm in real estate really. I'm just going to meet people. Who the heck are these? They probably know everything. And I turned around and was walking back to my car and I stopped for a moment and said, have the courage just to walk in. What's the worst that's going to happen? Right? You meet people, you kind of look stupid for a little bit because you don't know what you're talking about. And I forced myself to go in. And through the course of it, it was uncomfortable and I met some interesting people, but they were all in the same boat too. They're trying to learn. And so it was great. I ended up meeting a business partner in that first meetup and we did deals together. And so you just never know. And build up the capability to interact with folks in the space that you just are not familiar with, and you build up that capability. And then over time, as your skill set grows, your knowledge base grows, and the experiences you have show that, hey, you can handle these things, you gain more confidence, right? And then you're out there and you can talk to more people. You kind of build that up over time, and it's not going to happen overnight, right? Especially if our in the world of finances that can be very complex. And to go off the beaten path and do something different, like becoming your own banker or getting into a business or getting into real estate, something you're just not used to, it takes some time to build that confidence in what you're doing. And then the worst case is then you have to do it all over again as you're kind of building up those skill sets. But at least it gives you some indicator that you can go through this cycle. We go through this all through life as a child. We just don't really think about it. But as we get into the adult space, we feel we've already learned enough, or like I hear this from some people, right? I got all I need, but the reality is that for all of us, we have so much to learn. We know very little, frankly, about things because we're just experiencing things separately, right? There's just so much out there. So it's a constant sort of journey. So of learning and experiencing and building up skill sets and then gaining confidence. And then the higher you achieve, the higher you got to keep on going up because there's so much more to build and learn from it. So I just want to do this short little video on this today because it really has reminded me of that we are in this endless cycle of growing, of committing to something new, having the courage to kind of be uncomfortable and learn and sort of adapt to situations. And we start building capabilities along the way. And then that's when we grow in confidence. But knowing that over time, we're going to build so many skills, so many connections, so many sort of new experiences that are going to shape our lives and shape the lives of others around us, you should be encouraged that these are just the steps that you need to take to kind of get you to where you want to get to. The alternative isn't that great. Like stay in your bubble, stay in a system that maybe you don't like or a job you dislike or a situation you just feel like is helpless. But I know it's in you to be able to do that, to get out of that what I call proverbial trapped in a cage in a zoo, that you can get out of your bubble and become the person you are meant to be on this earth. It just takes that commitment, courage, and then you're going to build the capabilities and confidence to do whatever it is you want in life. And we're all on this journey together to explore that, to test ourselves and to move forward, whether it be in your business, your job, your relationships with your friends and family, whatever it is, it's going to take that level of commitment, right? And go down that journey of success. And once you do it, it almost becomes a little drug, if you will, like of getting those highs of seeing success. But the next one becomes bigger, right? And maybe more scary. But hopefully over time, it just builds your resilience and recognition that this is just part of the journey and we're never going to probably reach that pinnacle of our life ever, right? And so we're It will never end until we graduate from this earth. So hopefully this gives you some inspiration that wherever situation in your personal finances, your job, your business, that there is a way to progress and find that success. And it all starts with a commitment, having the courage to do and push forward. And you're going to build the things that you need to do in terms of capabilities, and you'll eventually land at that confidence that you can succeed and keep on doing this. So I hope this was helpful for you. It gives you some drive to push forward in some area of your personal life or your finances, and allows you to strive for the things that you truly want in life, and help you become the person you were meant to be here. So thanks for joining me, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks for joining me on this episode today. I really am grateful for you as listeners to the Perennial Pride podcast. I hope you're getting some tremendous value out of it and hopefully pushing you along your journey to financial freedom. I put this podcast together really to help you get more educated around your finances so that you feel empowered to live the life that you really want. And if you like the content that you heard today or watched, then I would encourage you to go to my website, perennialpride.com. There's tons of other content there. And you can access my book, Wealth Beyond the Numbers. You can buy it there on my website. It's a aggregation of a lot of great tips and tools I've learned to not only build my wealth in my accounts, but build wealth in my life and abundance and joy, and something that has a lot of my experiences in the journey that I've been on personally. Hopefully that can be also of value to you as you sort of move forward. So thanks again for being a Perennial Pride listener, and we'll see you on the next episode.